Good morning, Baltimore. Good afternoon, Baltimore. Good afternoon. If you look behind me, that's Tawanda Jones. Alright? And that's Keith Davis. Alright, we talking about policing in Baltimore. Police brutality and police corruption. This is a proclamation. Alright? Weaving the community. A governor's citation. I got a Weaver's Award for the work I do in Baltimore. For weaving in the community. See that? Weaver book. Weaver Foundation. It's about weaving in Baltimore. Alright? Weaving a better Baltimore. And weaving Baltimore, I deal with a lot of different politicians. I deal with a lot of different people, but in weaving in Baltimore, I was weaving the social fabric. My thing is mass incarceration in the prison industry. Alright? Like I said, this is my Weaver book. That's Boone. That's Ted Sutton. This book is filled with my life for the last 15 years. We weaving a better Baltimore, so go to the Baltimore banner. 11 years ago, y'all locked me up and charged me with terrorism. Alright? That's Pam Woods, reporter. The Baltimore Sun, the Baltimore Brew, WJZ, The Guardian. Y'all lied to the public and said that I was a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist, I'm an activist, and my activism is very, very well documented. I was making a movie about Baltimore. It's called Get Shorty. I had 14 different movies. Get Shorty was one of them. Letters to Zion was another. Portraits of a Letter. Portraits of a Letter was about our president. President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, and President Trump. Portraits of a Letter. We also had Portraits of a Letter that talked about the news and the media and the role of media plays in misinformation. But the Get Shorty one, this is Get Shorty. That's Governor Hogan. You got mail fraud, income tax evasion. Governor Hogan can go to jail the same way that Governor Blagojevich went to jail. I was making a documentary about Baltimore. Baltimore Rewired, the money behind the war on drugs. Governor Hogan's crime bill for 2022 is to incarcerate black Baltimore. Ain't about the violence. It's about the money behind the violence. That's Peter Francott, alright? Now Peter Francott been avoiding this for the longest. And that's Peter Francott. Can I call you later? Yes. I never got a call, but I gave Peter Francott all this evidence. Alright? Peter Francott has all this evidence. You feel me? He has all that. That's that mail receipt. That's that mail receipt. Alright? That's President Biden. That's the IRS. I need a federal and state audit. I'm out $250 million. $250 million, not 250,000. 250 million because I've been doing this documentary since 2006. President Barack Obama. He asked for an investigation in 2008. Senator Cardin, Mikulski, Van Hollen, all of y'all know about it. It's about the Democratic Party. Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake know about it. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore Block. So I'm showing you these green cards so y'all can go get this evidence. Alright? So y'all know that I'm not lying. Ain't no Loggins making a movie. This is who the movie was about. It was about the Department of Justice. It was about the FBI. It was about the Secret Service. It was about how you use your government to oppress the black community. You use your government to oppress the black community. That's Delegate Stephanie Smith. You see the date on that? You see the date on that? She got the same evidence the Department of Justice got. She got the same evidence that Brian Frost got. If you sitting in office and you don't act on that evidence, that means you're part of the conspiracy. That means that you're participating in the fraud. That means that you're making money off of black bodies. Y'all seen the movie The 13th Amendment? You read the book The New Face of Old Jim Crow? Well, there you go. The New Face of Old Jim Crow. If she can't respond to this material, then what is she doing sitting in office? Like I said, I'm going to pull y'all's card. That's Marilyn Mosby. I'm an activist. I'm not a terrorist. And my activism is through film. My activism is through film. And Delegate Sheila Roof is going to tell you what I've been doing for the last 5 years since she's been watching me. Delegate Sheila Roof is my witness. Remember Brandon Scott, Johnny Oleski? I caught y'all the other day. Y'all got to turn over this evidence. You got to turn over this evidence. Go Judge Mary Mabera. Alright? Like I said, I was making a movie about Baltimore. About Kwesi Mfume and the 1986 crime bill and how he signed us off. Kwesi Mfume ain't opened his mouth. Kwesi Mfume let the Secret Service take me out of the town hall when President Biden came to Baltimore. Kwesi Mfume ain't opened his mouth. Kwesi Mfume, it's time for you to do your job or quit. You got signs over on Harford Road that have been sitting there for 2 years. You need to pick that garbage up. This is the controller's office. Alright? A audit. Feel me? A audit on Shorty's underground ribs. And that's from 2016. I asked for an audit and I ain't got an audit yet. So like I said, I put all this in the book. We weaving a better Baltimore. And that's Governor Hogan. Governor Hogan gave me the governor's citation for weaving. That's Boyd Rutherford. We weaving a better Baltimore. Baltimore rewired, the money behind the machine. Governor Hogan was talking about his 2022 crime bill. It's about the judges. So we're going to talk about the judges. Judge Souder, Judge Janae, Judge Papaya, Judge Bell. We're going to talk about the judges that created a criminal enterprise to lock up black Baltimore. Governor Hogan, you just put 2 judges on the bench. So them judges need to see my case. I never got a trial. And this is the case right here. See that? That's the case right there. All compliance division of the controller's office. You feel me? And that's notarized. That's 2012. I've been asking for audit since 2008. Peter Francott, you running for office. You've been the controller since then. That's a subpoena. This is President Barack Obama because he asked for the investigation. Like I said, Baltimore rewired. Baltimore City's under the dissent decree. Baltimore County ain't. That's Greg Bernstein. He destroyed evidence. I gave Greg Bernstein my whistleblower's application in 2011 on February the 2nd. On February the 2nd. 5 days later, y'all locked me up. That's conspiracy because Greg Bernstein worked with Scott Shellenberger and y'all sat here and called Illinois and y'all locked me up. I'm an innocent black man. Alright? You got that? All my tax records from 1997 to now. All my tax records. Judge Pearson. Like I said, Judge Pearson had this. Alright? Judge Pearson. Chief Judge Bell. You feel me? All videos and material. See, y'all destroyed a lot of that evidence. Frank Conway, the clerk of the court, destroyed evidence. And I got witnesses. You got to produce this material. Produce it. You don't produce it, that means you participated in fraud. James Broshin, Judiciary Committee. Y'all got to take my testimony in Annapolis My testimony in Annapolis, my testimony in City Hall, and my testimony in Baltimore City and Baltimore County, and my testimony in Lake County, Illinois. I was making a movie. Congressman Cummings, Harry Spikes II, all right? All materials given to you, everything. You feel me? Everything. Baltimore, Rewired. See this? I got a lot. So if you want to take a break, go get you a Snickers, go get you some ice cream, because I'm going to make sure that the world see what being black in America is. You feel me? I'm a black man that was kidnapped by the state. I never got a trial. I'm not Jesse Smollett. That's Kim Beard, Graphic Imaging. She made my books for me. She'll testify in my behalf. Alright? She'll testify in my behalf. All printed material. Yeah, she did the book that Senator Antonio Hayes got. I Am Dred Scott. And this is bail, because y'all sent the Secret Service to my house. That's Bernard Bail from the United States Secret Service. And this was from 2012. I got a Secret Service file, I got an FBI file, I got a Department of Justice file. Because this ain't my first day on the playground. I did this back in 1986. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. I'm a whistleblower. I'm not a snitch. That's Governor Ehrlich. Alright? That's Governor Ehrlich. From 2009 to 2010. In 2010, when Governor Ehrlich and Martin O'Malley had their debate at WJZ, I was there. I had the whole street lined up with toilets. Y'all called the police on me. Y'all couldn't do nothing to me. Then y'all called the police on me at 10 o'clock at night, and they came to my house and put guns to my head. You got an Internal Affairs Division report in 2010. You got an FBI phone call and complaint. I record all phone calls to my lawyers, to my politicians, to Governor Hogan, to Eric Barron, to the Department of Justice, the FBI. I got you on phone. I recorded the calls. So when we go to court, we're going to play the tapes. Treese Taylor, 44 Renwood. Treese Taylor going to tell everything that she know. Or Treese Taylor can go to jail. You feel me? That's the case right there. Treese Taylor, James Hammond, Deron Battle, Jake Davis, Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr. Y'all stole money from me. You filed false papers with the court. And we're going to finish that. That's Christian Schaefer. He got the book, The Minority Report. I gave it to Christian Schaefer. I gave it to Fox 45. I gave it to Jane Miller. Y'all got that. You feel me? Book, The Minority Report. Y'all need to turn that over. The shielding law don't apply for the media. I gave this information to ABC2 in 2010. I broke down the whole criminal enterprise and I put it at your front door. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Social media for social change. Everything on Facebook they're going to have to bring out to the public. That's Richard Scher. And we're going to square off. Because Richard Scher did the first story on me on Hard Look. You feel me? I want all that. The certified mail too. You see that? Certified mailings. Richard Scher. Let's square off. Let's do a 20-year anniversary reunion. Shorty and Richard Scher. Call Catalina Bird. Call whoever you want to call. Put me in. Let's be on stage. Let's talk about the corruption. Let's talk about the racism. Let's talk about Robert Lang. Go to Robert Lang and get all the footage that Robert Lang got with me. Get everything that Robert Lang got. Because we're going to talk about WBAL. You feel me? WJZ. I got more time than y'all got dirty money. That's the Baltimore Sun, Timothy Ryan. Because y'all lied to the public. Y'all told the public I was a terrorist. I'm an activist. You feel me? I'm an activist. $250 million. That's going to come from the Baltimore Sun. It's going to come from Baltimore City. It's going to come from Baltimore County. Because all of y'all participated in fraud. Y'all want to protect Scott Shellenberger? You want to protect white supremacy? You're going to have to pay me. At the conclusion of a trial, if the defendant is found innocent, you got to return my property. You never return my property. Illinois destroyed property. Maryland destroyed property. And I want my money. I'm a free black man. I own shorties. That's Judge Boris. Alright? That's Judge Boris. Judge Boris stole $15,000 from me back in 1986. That's where all this shit started from. When I turned in the guns and the drugs, nobody found the money. Judge Boris found the money. He was States Attorney Boris then. States Attorney Boris, Tessman, Lionel Farmer. Y'all split that $15,000 up. Look at my case. Nobody never found no money. You found the gold Cadillac. You found the guns. You found my house. But the $15,000 from the pledges was missing. The $15,000 was missing. Judge Boris, you got that. Y'all locked me up January 31st because I came to ask for my property back. Judge Boris was supposed to return my property. That's Wendell Sutton, alright? Director of Advocacy for the state of Maryland. Wendell Sutton, Tony Bridges. Y'all used to work for Governor O'Malley during Governor O'Malley's administration. Yeah, y'all got to turn over that information. Everything. Because like I said, I'm a jailhouse lawyer. I ain't a jailhouse snitch. And my paperwork is legit. You feel me? Baltimore. Internal Affairs Division. You feel me? All the material. You feel me? Case number. Y'all came in the house and put guns to my head. Y'all tried to kill me like y'all killed Fred Hampton. I ain't dead. I'm still alive. I'm alive, and so is Barbara Mikulski. So everything that Barbara Mikulski got, a federal grand jury request. You feel me? Senate, I came to your office. All legal mail. Everything that I gave Barbara Mikulski, everything I gave Barbara Mikulski, everything I gave Congressman Cummings, everything that I gave Senator Hardin, Sarbanes, Dutch Rupersberger, y'all don't turn it in. That means you're part of a conspiracy. Thomas Saunders, my lawyer. My lawyer participated in this. All material. Alright? He participated in this. My lawyer, Thomas Saunders, and Jerome Joyce, they let the state take my property, destroy the evidence, and they didn't file a motion for dismissal. How can you take me to court and you lied to the grand jury, presented false evidence to the grand jury, and then destroyed the evidence that was in my behalf? Don't work like that. Thomas Saunders needs to be disbarred. That's Judge Souter. Because everything that Judge Souter got, she got to turn over. And she can't destroy it. Judge Souter, Judge Janae, yeah, Judge Cox. Baltimore, Rewired. This is all factual. This ain't nothing fictional. David Simon can't even touch this. Justin Fenton, you know all about this. He admitted it on tape. Jane Miller, Fox 45, yeah. Mainstream media can't hide from this. Neither can Dutch. You feel me? Federal grand jury request. Dutch. All material given to you from 2007 to 2012. You got to turn that over. Everything. And we ain't playing double Dutch. We playing Rupert Dutchberger. It's Charles Gibson. Like I said, the shielding law don't protect y'all. That's Charles Gibson, New York City. You feel me? Shielding law don't protect you. All materials and videos sent to Charles Gibson. Charles Gibson, Omar Juentes, Dakari Turner, Adam May, Gigi Barnett. Man, I got a boatload. But this is the kicker right here. Fern Shin, the Baltimore Brew. Everything that Fern Shin got, 623 University Parkway. I came to your house and I gave it to you. I handed it to you. That's your address. All photos. Yeah, you see that? Jailhouse Diary. I left at your house in your person. You feel me? Fern Shin. My lawyer Jerome Joyce participated in that fraud. He needs to be disbarred. All the cases that Jerome Joyce had since 2011, y'all need to look at him. He participated in fraud. He wanted me to plead guilty. He wanted me to plead guilty. And y'all ain't returning all my property. I didn't get the contents of my vehicle. That was worth $250 million. Jerome Joyce and Mr. Bailey, Waukegan Public Defender. All material sent to you. Everything. You feel me? Transcripts and everything. Grand jury minutes, all that. Shelton DeWintes from WBAL. Jane Miller, Barry Sims, all of y'all. All material. You got that. I gave Jane Miller a boatload of material. She ain't open her mouth. This the NAACP, Benjamin Jealous. Alright? I gave Benjamin Jealous this. And I gave Benjamin Jealous the information. I videotaped Benjamin Jealous when I gave it to him. I got him on film. I got Barry Sims on film. You feel me? I got you on film. Baltimore, Rewired, the money behind the war on drugs, the money behind the machine. Senator Nathaniel McFadden, President Pro Temp. See that? All videos, everything that I gave you. My testimony in front of your Judiciary Committee. Annapolis. John C. Alright? You got that. Y'all been using your positions of power to block federal investigation. Well, guess what? If Mayor Pugh went to jail for Healthy Holly books, she can go to jail for this too. So Pugh gonna snitch on you. Legislative Black Caucus. Mayor Pugh ain't got no love for you. All videos sent to you. You feel me? The Maryland Black Caucus, 2008. That's Mayor Pugh. That's GOP Carter. That's Conway. Yeah. Adrian Jones. Boyce. Yeah. Y'all protecting white supremacy because y'all won't give me a trial or a case. But y'all didn't have a problem locking me up. You won't lock me up no more because I'm the most unarrestable black man in Baltimore. Carl Snowden. Alright? Carl Snowden. Civil Rights Division. Everything that you had. You got civil, human, and constitutional rights violations. Baltimore County Detention Center. Director James P. O'Neill. The treatment of inmates in Baltimore County Detention Center. I'm not Emmett Till. I'm not Freddie Gray. I'm alive and breathing. I'm a whistleblower on your prison and your prison industry. Alright? All phone call conversations, all that. 200 request slips. You feel me? Everything that I did, I got Jailhouse Diary. I put everything in the diary. James O'Neill before he lost his office, they switched up. A. Jones was there when they had the new head of the Baltimore County Detention Center as a female. She know about me too. So Jones and y'all gonna talk about Baltimore County Detention Center. And we're gonna talk about the state's attorney's office. Cause see, James Gillis used to go to school. He was one of my one of the graduating classes. You got to turn over that information. All right. You can't use the shielding law, and you can't use it because you participated in it. This is the good in the hood. Terrence Dickerson. He gonna testify on my behalf. You feel me? He gonna testify on my behalf. I'm not a terrorist. All right. February 2011. Parole and probation. All right. We talking about parole and probation, and we talking about the money behind the war on drugs. On February the 2nd, 2011, I gave this to Greg Bernstein. I gave it to you on Calvert Street. All on film. All right. You got that? Gave it to Greg Bernstein, gave it to the city solicitor, and I gave it to Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake. All of y'all had that. We talking about parole and probation. That's Mr. McGree, parole and probation. Everything that I got, y'all got to turn over. All films, all toilets, everything I left in front of parole and probation from 2008 to 2010. On December the 24th, 2007, I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. I never got a trial. On June 10th, 2008, I filed a motion to take back my guilty plea. My lawyer, Mr. Bailey, Ken LaRue, and Judge Bridges never gave me a trial. I'm a political prisoner living in exile in my own country. I never got a trial. You held me for 186 days illegally. You kidnapped me. And then you did the same thing here in Maryland to cover up what you did in Illinois. That's Eric Holder, Department of Justice. You got that. Racism in the American judicial system. 2007 to this present date. All videos and material. The Chicago office, the Baltimore office. You feel me? Your Chicago office, your Baltimore office. This is Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr. He just got married last month, a couple months ago. Everything that he been doing, man, he signed those checks. He participated in the fraud. And that's your weakest link, because he can't hold water. Jake Davis, Duran Battle, y'all signed those movie releases. Dwayne Gerald Davis gonna snitch on y'all. Gonna turn you against each other. I'm gonna turn brothers against brothers, because when I was locked up, y'all was cracking all these jokes. Don't drop the soap. So in the same breath, Gerald, Duran, Jake, Treese Taylor, Darlene Davis, James Hammond, Paul Weinblatt, Brother Insurance, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank, $250 million coming from somebody. Subpoena, Commissioner Belfield. Alright. I went to court on February the 7th, 2011. I had renter's court. Judge O'Malley's wife was in renter's court. Kate O'Malley. Alright. You can check the court record. She wasn't my judge, but she was in the building. Now, if y'all had me charged with terrorism on February the 7th, how come you didn't lock me up when I was in Baltimore City courts? If you'd have locked me up in Baltimore City, that means that Commissioner Belfield would have had to turn over that evidence. That means that Bernstein would have had to turn over that evidence. So y'all committed, y'all coercion. You know what I'm saying? You took me out in Baltimore County, so Baltimore City couldn't have turned over that evidence. You held me in Baltimore County, you took my truck and you destroyed the evidence I had in Baltimore County when you locked me up. Then you destroyed the evidence in Baltimore City. Everything you got. Right here. ABC 2, 2010. Alright. Public trial. That's 2010 for I got locked up in 2011. That's Barbara Mikulski. Alright. 2009. I was making a movie about you. Man, Brandon Scott, you got it. Jack Young, you got it. Governor Glendenning, you know about it. We talking about Judge Bell and the money behind the war on drugs. We talking about Scott Shellenberger and the money in Baltimore County. You feel me? Book, movie, lawsuit. I'm weaving a better Baltimore. Starbucks and Shorties. We building a better Baltimore. That's me and Starbucks. That's me and the Weaver Award. That's Ron Matz and Shorty. The Great Race Debate. It begins in 2009. That's Barbara Mikulski's office. That's me. I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. This is inaugural in 2018. Y'all received my evidence against Scott Shellenberger in 2018. Y'all signed for it. I made y'all sign for it. You feel me? You signed for it. Administrator. You can't use your positions of power to protect the corruption in Baltimore. State of Maryland. I'm weaving a better Baltimore. That's a governor's citation. Governor's citation. You feel me?